and traveled out with the G5 governors several times to hold meetings in Europe. Several times.
Is it those investors that best they fly over bridges that is requesting for money payment from federal government?
The president-elect spokespersons say he's going to see investors in Europe, and some persons will say, let's accept what they have told us. But if you go deep down, they will tell you probably he has gone for something else other than wooing investors. But whatever be the reason why he has traveled, Nigerians are asking questions. Is this the boast that you had, that Amy Lockhart, that you are born to do this job, this business? What is happening? You have not been inaugurated. You're already traveling abroad to woo investors in the name of wooing investors, if you like. Amechi, let's use this to tie the $800 million loan the President Buhari is asking National Assembly to approve. Amechi, we voted here for change 2015. We voted here for next level in 2019. And now we have voted for renewed hope. For me, I don't know what the president-elect is going to do in Europe. I think he should be filing a case to court and ask them to stop the $800 million.
He can advise.
They should stop the $800 million, Amechi.
He can advise.
We do not want a government of this nature. We are suffered enough as Nigerians.
He does not have.
Amechi, the president-elect should institute a court order stopping this process. He is already president-elect. He has won election. He should institute a court order stopping the continuous approval of the $800 million for whatever reasons. Or you should come out and accept it, because according to what we have been told, government is continuum, and these are twins born from the same mother. APC are giving birth to Buhari, APC are giving birth to Tinubu.
Maybe not twins, but six. You can say siblings.
Yeah, they can quarrel and have issues. But we are saying you should institute a court case stopping the $800 million, because Nigerians are crying, Amechi. You have suspended subsidy, and you are still pushing this through the trust of Nigerians.
They put a hold.
It's same thing. Who put a hold and suspension is same thing. And you want to push $800 million through the Nigerian throats. And the man that has been told severally to his face that his rubber stamp is the one that read it boldly and is telling the house, okay, this is the letter.
And the man that has said, I'm not a rubber stamp.
We are interested in a renewed hope government. And I think the government that has been elected should have had his own shadow cabinet. Lai Mohammed was doing a shadow minister of information prior to 2015, before they were inaugurated. So what happens to the men that the president is probably looking at to act as ministers? Can't they be acting as shadow cabinet to challenge some issues? We cannot be having it this way, please.
Jaisimi, the letter from the president to the Senate to approve that $800 million loan request came a few hours after the Director of Budget Office, DG of Budget Office, Director General Ben Akabweze was telling members of the 10th National Assembly members elect that Nigeria can no longer afford further borrowing, because the window is almost closed, that we are spending almost 100% of our revenue on debt servicing. I don't know whether Nigerians understand the implications of this situation. We are spending almost 100% of all the revenue we make from sale of crude oil
to service the loan, not paying the loan.
Revenue from
to service the loan, not paying the actual amount.
The revenue generating agencies that we are using, almost all of them, to service loan.
Not paying it to.
What are we using to run government? What are we using to pay salaries? What are we using to put infrastructure in place? Further borrowing. So there's a huge trap. Some call it booby trap for Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he assumes office. And the same government that is living is increasing this loan burden. Just last week, the National Assembly approved the securitization of the loans that means 22 point something, almost 23 trillion, pushing our total national debt to close to 80 trillion. Now, you want to add this on top of it.
Amechi, someone told us something. I don't know whether it's Fela Nicola Kokuti, who said, the more you look, the less you see. The Buhari administration has a lot of work to do. When I mean work, a lot of explanation to do to Nigerians. In a few days, it will run the end of its journey. 2 terms. Posterity is out and waiting to judge the Buhari administration. It may be in his favor, it may not be in his favor.
Well, if you're waiting for posterity, he has judged himself and he says he has left Nigeria better than he met it.
Yeah, so he has said his own. Posterity, my children, your children, we self, even we will judge. I want to...
Well, as judging, your children, my children will be part of those paying back these loans. Because, for instance, we have up to 40 years to pay back some of them.
Unfortunately so. And when we look at our kids who are in their teens, we know that we have a huge task on our hands. You spoke about Ben Akabweze telling lawmakers elect, look, the burden is huge, the debt burden. I want to just draw a nexus. Ben Akabweze is one of the key men of the Tinubu political family. Recall he was commissioner for almost 12 years in Lagos, commissioner for budget and planning, before he came up to the federal level and became DG of the budget office. So, and I know you'll have a huge role to play in the Tinubu administration when that administration comes on board. So he's telling incoming lawmakers, this thing is too bad. The outgoing lawmakers are saying, look, where is the letter? Maybe we may approve. We will not approve this thing for the outgoing administration. The Buhari administration has not been fair to Nigerians. The debt burden is huge. You mentioned it. We talk about it. As I was talking about it, Abulo has said questions that even the incoming president must not agree to that. If this current assembly...
How will he not agree to that? He can only appeal to them. Suggest to them to stay action.
Yeah, I'm saying what Abulo said. Abulo said he should not agree.
Yes.
That's Abulo. Abulo holds clearly to that. And look, don't agree. And he said with a lot of passion. Now, is Mr. Tinubu listening? Mr. Tinubu is in Europe now. They said he has gone, like you all said, for to woo investors. Well, I don't know. But like you always say, there's water passing, you don't know the color of the water. I just strongly believe that our president-elect, his office as president-elect must be stronger now. His office must make policy pronouncements, even if they unsettle, his friends in the outgoing administration, so that Nigerians will have an idea of where he's headed. Or he's keeping his cards close to his chest, say, well, I have not taken office. So people are flying interim kite, let me just keep quiet. Whatever they want to do, they do. When I get there, I might rejuggle, I might rescind, I might all of that. So all eyes are on Mr. Tinubu to do the needful, because that kind of money, it touches the soul. If you convert it to naira, that's how much? 800 million.
What did they say they would do with the money?
They said they want to share.
10.2 million families.
Families, that's about 50 million
households.
And remember, we did a calculation of, and it will be part of the social investment program.
Thank you. That's
where monies are shared out to poor Nigerians. They are paid. Some people get 5,000 or so on monthly basis. And the last time the Humanitarian Affairs Minister, who supervises and oversees was at the National Assembly, they asked for register. We want to know those Nigerians, whether they are ghost citizens, whether they exist, or whether in reality, whether they exist only on the register they say they have compiled. And the minister said we have to shield the identity
of those we gave the money
to. As citizens, but taxpayers' money, there is no need to be for shielding. If that register exists, that register should be on the website of the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry.
Let me make this
if I'm a beneficiary, my name should be there, and for purposes of verification and authentication, so that when they see my name there and the name of my family members, they will reach us. Those that are trying to hold the government to account, ask, have you received so money?
The International Labour Organization have conventions.
Can I wrap up my point? Sorry. Amechi, this outgoing administration, I said posterity will judge before. God will judge this. Hold on a second. Amechi, let me talk.
Prayer is God-made.
Let me talk.
Have you resorted to come and pray?
Now, let me
leave everything to
the
God.
reason is that, it's like we'll put the finger in your eye, whatever you want, we'll do. Please, National Assembly members, do not, this is my humble appeal now. Do not approve this loan for this administration.
Well,
let this administration go with the body.
For your information, Shola is a pastor. That's why he's doing it.
I mean, let's understand this a little. The $800 million clearly is for the subsidy removal.
Yes.
Palliatives.
Palliatives. And it's a condition the World Bank has given for Nigeria to assess that. So perhaps that is what is happening. The National Economic Council had advised, and with what is going on, it appears that President Buhari has not accepted that advice of the National Economic Council. Remember, 24 hours after, the minister said, look, you know, this will be left to the incoming administration, we'll consult with them and all of that. She came to say, we have not, which is what we're also trying to emphasize, we have not suspended it and all of that. So clearly, the president has not accepted that recommendation of the National Economic Council. Whatever it is, if it's whether it's approved in between now and May 29, the disbursement, you know, and all of that, when the president-elect comes, these are issues that clearly he will have.
When will disbursement take place? Before or after?
Amechi, International Labour Organization have conventions which Nigeria has signed into. The issue of social investment in Ngige. I was in Geneva in Ngige 2019 when he stood boldly telling the world that Nigeria has approved the social investment component that of one of the conventions approved. You see, Amechi, Nigerians travel abroad, they are jackpotting, as they say now, and some of them have stayed there, they give birth to children, and these children have grown. I met a man who has 7 children. 4 of them can benefit this.
7?
Yes.
Each
4 of them. Yeah.
It's very active.
Yeah. 4 of them can benefit this social investment. He's not sure.
Where in Europe, where he is.
Yeah, he's not shrouded in secrecy. I mean, my in-law has been in the US and he came back. He's 60 plus, and here in Nigeria, he received social investment. He received a social security payment for him, 60 years plus. So, and he's not shrouded in secrecy. They know he's an American citizen. I mean, why are we shrouding these 10.2 million people and 50 million households in secrecy? And we are supposed by now, go on said during the Odoji, that our problem is not money. Our problem is not money. It's how to spend it.
Yes.
Why is it so difficult for us to spend money? Spend it well. Yes, spend it well, Amechi. Why is it so difficult?
So that Nigerian citizen that has 7 children, how many wives did you care to find?
Just one wife. 4 of them in Geneva, in Switzerland. The other 3 are in the US.
Okay.
But those 4 in Geneva are benefiting.
Okay, none of this present
400
generation.
Swiss francs every month.
Okay, I
for
thought
them.
it was the present generation. This present generation. The economic realities have led them to begin to indeed think narrow in terms of size of family. Our apologies to our listeners outside.